And like I said, it's more common with dogs with shorter muzzles and, that don't have proper airflow. So, yeah, definitely a dog you don't want to breed. You definitely want to stay away from. What's good, YouTube? It's Josh from Neighborhood Bullies checking in with another video. And today, I'm just giving y'all 5 reasons why you should probably have your dog spaded or neutered. The term is neutered for males and spayed for females. So there are over 300 inheritable disease traits, but today we're just gonna go over 5. So number 1, starting the list, we're gonna start with hip dysplasia. Hip dysplasia is the most common skeletal disease in dogs. It's a lifelong condition that affects the dog's hips and joints and leads to osteoarthritis. A hip is like a ball and socket joint that's supposed to rotate together like this. And dysplasia is like an abnormal growth in the hip joint, which causes the socket to fit kind of loose, so it's not completely moving in that socket like it should be. And over time, with all that wear and tear, it'll cause inflammation and pain on the hip joints. And it's usually something that could come from maybe overfeeding your puppies when they're real small, putting too much weight on them, but mainly comes from a genetic inheritance. Next, we're gonna go with epilepsy. That's when the dog has seizures and stuff like that. It's drooling from the mouth, foaming from the mouth, muscles twitching, loss of consciousness, stuff like that. And that can be caused, by stress and anxiety on the puppy in one way or another, or on the dog. This usually starts between ages 1 to 5, and I've seen it happen myself where a dog just out playing and out of the blue, it just roll over on the side and start shaking and foaming out the mouth. So I've seen seizures in dogs myself. And if it's left untreated, it can lead to brain damage in the dog. So that's another reason why you should just have that dog spayed or neutered. And because more than likely, it was something inherited and genetically passed down. Next, we're gonna go with the elongated palate. And that's where a dog has a soft palate that's too long for the mouth. And that's what usually causes that loud breathing, the gagging, the difficulty breathing, coughing in dogs. It's like pretty much, I put a picture up, but it's where the palate is sticking over so far to where it's pretty much blocking the windpipe. When air comes in and out, it causes it to flap up and down, which is what causes that gargling sound that you hear in a lot of dogs with smashed muzzles and dogs that don't have a full muzzle. So that's why it's always important for a dog to have a nice linked muzzle so proper airflow can come through and the dog can get the proper air that it needs without being blocked by a little flap in the throat or a soft palate that's too long that extends over into the throat. Now, an elongated palate can be surgically removed from anywhere from about $500 to $3,000, but it's not recommended that if you get this dog that you breed it, because it is genetically inherited and will be passed down to about 20% of your puppies. And like I said, it's more common with dogs with shorter muzzles and that don't have proper airflow. So yeah, definitely a dog you don't want to breed, definitely want to stay away from. Okay, next we're gonna go with dogs with allergies. Dogs with skin allergies, and that can cause, dry, itchy skin. A dog can scratch patches out his skin, cause the skin to bleed, stuff like that. I know some dogs that's allergic to grass. Usually when they come back in from running in the grass, they lick on their paws and nibble on their paws because obviously it's probably itching a lot from being in the grass. And then you can see it turn red if they have white paws. So yeah, allergies is another big thing. And it's real common in blue dogs to have skin allergies. And that is something else that is definitely genetically passed down and can be inherited. So it's best to stay away from as much as possible. Lastly, we're gonna leave off with a dog with cataracts. And that's where it has the cloudy glaze over the eyes. And that thick, clear, cloudy coat can lead to blindness for sure in your dog. And this can be from the dog getting diabetes, aging, dietary deficiencies, but most likely it's coming from it being genetically passed down, which is something you definitely want to stay away from in your breeding program. You know, if you have one, or if you just own a pet, it's something you definitely don't want, you know, to come up while your dog is growing and maturing, and you know, as soon as you get attached to the dog, you know, it becomes blind. So that's something you definitely want to stay away from. So like I said, there's over 300 other traits, you know, that you want to stay from. The best thing to do is get your dog DNA health tested, get your embark testing done, and best as you can, you know, stay away from dog with health problems or, you know, breathing problems, because it will be passed down and it will stay in your program and hurt you in the long run. It ain't nothing you want to try to be adding in your program to say something that you can fix or anything like that. If anything, the only thing that needs to be fixed is the dog. So without making it too long, it's Neighborhood Bullies checking back out.